Alright guys, so in this video, let's go over the causes of social anxiety and performance anxiety as a musician. So the number one thing that musicians have to do is to learn how to be brave when you are encountering people and audiences. So this is how I overcame my anxieties when performing on stages and being in crowds. So when you're performing with an ensemble or you're playing on a stage or you are in a networking event for musicians and you're like trying to um, you know network with a bunch of people so that you grow your social space, and sometimes it's overwhelming, right? But this is some ways for you to overcome that. So the first thing you got to do is practice. Make sure that you are well equipped for the stage. So the number one thing is to make sure that when you're practicing piano, you're playing constantly in front of somebody. Like whether it is in front of a video camera, or you're playing in front of your family, or you're playing in front of like friends at your school or at work or at church. Make sure you're playing in front of some people and that you have some experience with an audience. The next thing you got to do is to practice being on a stage. So learn the etiquette. So you know the stages, uh, you know, steps to do well. You have to first know how to be adequately performing on the stage. So the first step to do that is basically you need to know that when you go on a stage, first you have to go bow, hold the piano, and then bow. After that, you sit down and you perform. Make sure you're focused, make sure you breathe. And after you've done your performance, you get up, you bow again, and you go back onto the stage. Or getting back into the audience, sorry. So that's really the etiquette for a stage. And as long as you get that, you're good to go. And then if you have anxieties, you just have to get over the stage routine over and over and over again, and then you'll be fine. And just know that there's people cheering for you in the audience if you bring some people along with you. And just think of the positives, like think of the outcome. Like if you do a performance really well, you know that you're going to get a standing ovation and there's going to be cheering and there's a lot of good stuff that's going your way. So if you have performance anxiety, just think of the positives and then you'll be fine. And then the next step is make sure beforehand you are well rested, you've eaten, you did some meditation or something before you get on stage. And then after that, just be confident. Just kind of breathe and just think positive thoughts and then just go and do your stuff. And I know performance anxiety is a big thing because it takes lots of guts to be comfortable on a stage. And I've done it since I was 8 years old, and I used to have social anxieties too, and performance anxiety. Like I was actually afraid of people for like a good amount of years since I think my childhood because I had some bad experiences. So I know what it feels like to have that experience, and I overcame it by first meeting some nicer people, being open to certain people, and retrusting people again. Because when you feel like you have social anxiety or you have performance anxiety, the reason is because you don't trust who you're going to be seeing. So if you don't have that trust that they're not going to hurt you, they're not going to, like they're not going to do anything that you don't want, like you have to learn to just build the trust that, like, everything will be fine. And let's say this, if you do a prayer, it might help. And you got to make sure that you are well equipped for, you know, potential bad situations. So let's say the worst comes. You got booed. You know, someone in the audience went like, "Boo, you suck." So imagine that happened. What's the worst thing that could be happening on your end? Like, how would you respond to that? And what are your options? So if you overcame this by simply knowing what to do in these situations, then it wouldn't be so scary where you don't have to fear about these bad situations. Like for me, I just kind of looked at it like the worst comes, worst serves is like, I don't know, I got some bad feedback from someone in the audience saying that I sucked at piano. So that's the worst situation. Or like my piano teacher heard it and he went like, "Oh man, so much bad things happened," you know. So like the worst thing is that, you know, and how I could respond is basically just being like, just, you know, smiling at it and then just kind of going, "Okay, I'll do that next time." And I'll just like, you know, actively listen to what he's got to say, and then I just do what he's got to tell me to do, and then that's it. So worst comes first is like, I just got some bad feedback, and I just kind of do that, just nod and say, "Yeah, sorry for that, and I'll perform better next time." So just learn to overcome these things, and yeah. So just know that every single performance is really just um, it's just reflecting on basically your current state in your performance skills, and it's not like, you know, it's it's not like a, you know, do or die kind of thing. You don't have to worry about uh, suffocating after a performance or during a performance, because at the end it's just a performance. Just think of it like that. It's just another time you played the piano, and as long as you have that in your mind, you'll be okay. All right, that's it for now, and I hope this helped. So if you have any more questions about performance anxiety, you can ask me directly. And let me tell you, you can also take a course on this at York University, and it's literally called Performance Anxiety for Musicians. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.